coming to you from Las Vegas. This is known as Warzone Live, Monday through Friday. Now at 4 o'clock Eastern, 1 o'clock Pacific. Great to be with you. All kinds of things happening. Economic issues are my number one thing. Border issues are my number one thing. DEI issues are my number one thing. We had Don Trump Jr. yesterday, and we finish up with Laura Trump today. Laura, Wayne Allyn, how are you? We got a big guest and a great interview today with Dr. Oz with us right now.
Good to see you. I like your tie, by the way.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Great to see you. Always great to have you on the show.
Wayne Allyn Root, happy to see you again on the cutting edge of things on your show, whether it's medical, political, you name it, you're on top of it. So just great to hear that. Great to hear that.
So wonderful to be with you again, Wayne. Good to see you.
Thanks for having me. It's good to be with you tonight.
It's great to see you, Wayne. How you been?
Anytime, Wayne. Great to see you.
Hey, Wayne. Great to see you, brother.
Hey, Wayne. Good to be with you.
Wayne, thanks for having me. I appreciate it. Lots going on.
Doing great, Wayne. Glad to be here.
Well, thanks, Wayne. I don't see myself as a hero. I'm just trying to keep this community safe.
This is The War Zone, the official podcast of the Gateway Pundit. 2.5 million unique daily readers. Also on Rumble under Wayne Allyn Root, or Warzone. Then on weekends, we got our big show, America's Top 10 Countdown on Real America's Voice TV. Well, everybody else is giving opinions. I give solutions. And some of them Trump takes, some of them he doesn't. I wish he'd take all of them. This is the Wayne Stream Media. No more mainstream media allowed in. Only Wayne Stream Media, meaning raw truth and in-your-face mother trucker information. The root's on fire. Welcome to my show, Warzone Live. Monday through Friday, official podcast, The Gateway Pundit. 4 o'clock Eastern, 1 o'clock Pacific.
Warning! The root's on fire! You're about to experience the most high-octane, pedal-to-the-metal controversial show of your life. Please buckle up and hold on tightly. This station is not responsible for injuries. This is Wayne Allyn Root, raw and unfiltered, with America's favorite conservative rock star, direct from the entertainment capital of the world, Las Vegas. What time is it? It's time for war! Here's your host, 100% raw truth, 100% American made, the warrior, Wayne Allyn Root.
All right, Wayne Allyn Root, welcome. Welcome. I said to Patriot, my director, I haven't even started yet, and I'm exhausted. Now I first got to do this show and another show, and I'm completely exhausted before I even start. You can do it. Because I have a long day of business before I ever get to any of this. People don't understand that. Exhausting. All right. Geert Wilders is a Netherlands conservative politician, and he writes something that I agree with wholeheartedly. He says we should stop being worried about climate change and instead be worried about demographic change. There it is. There it is. The entire globe of Western civilization is not threatened by climate effing change. It's threatened by demographic change. It's threatened by allowing cultures in that should never be allowed anywhere near the United States or any civilized nation. And that starts with Islam. Islam. President Trump, you would win in a re-election in you're not running, hypothetically, but the midterms are about you. And you and the GOP would win by a landslide if you announced an executive action or executive order to ban radical Islam and Sharia law in the United States of America and to ban communism in the United States of America. Get people excited. Do something interesting. We got to ban these people. They're no good. My fans would like me to say ban Islam, but you can't in America ban a religion. But you can ban anyone who believes that they're superior to the United States government, and that's the religion of Islam. All these people think they're better than the United States. Why do they come here? Explain to me. What are you doing here? Why would anyone want to come here and ruin our country? Why don't you stay in your own gosh darn country? Insane. Look at this. Over 20 blue states, a coalition of more than 20 blue states and the District of Columbia have filed lawsuits to shield 17 million commercial driver's license records and protect illegal alien truck drivers who are on the roads killing American citizens. Why would anybody want this? And I'm telling you, there's only 2 answers. The entire Democrat Party, or maybe there's 3 answers. Number one, they're brainwashed like Stepford wives. They're brainwashed communist Stepford wives, suicide bombers. Number 2, they just hate this country and they hate themselves. And number 3, they're on the payroll of China and or the Mexican drug cartel or both. Those are the only reasons that explain why anyone would believe in these things. Who would fight for illegal truck drivers. What would be in it for you to fight for illegal truck drivers, illegal alien truck drivers, to keep their licenses so they can be on the road without even knowing English? They can't even read highway signs or street signs. What kind of madness is this? And then yesterday I told you about this city, and again, I don't know how to pronounce it, but it's spelled Ceuta. So I'll say it's Ceuta. Ceuta, Spain. was a beautiful beach city, and now it's basically an open-air toilet where thousands of illegals who invaded Spain are just crapping on the ground and pissing on the ground and leaving their drug needles on the ground and leaving their garbage on the ground and their poop and pee on the ground. I mean, it's just disgusting. The whole beach has been destroyed because you can't let these people in your country. And now this article today says women flee Ceuta, Spain after 15 rapes recorded since the end of July. And a 10-year-old Spanish girl sexually assaulted by 3 migrants from Morocco. Every one of these migrants from Morocco is a Muslim migrant from Morocco. The same people that have destroyed France, destroyed Germany, destroyed England, destroyed Netherlands. They're destroying Spain now. They're trying to destroy Italy. They don't belong in Western civilization. I won't say all Muslims. I will say many Muslims are savages. They have nothing in common with us. Culturally, demographically, democracy-wise. They only come from countries that hate white people, hate Christians, hate Jews, and hate democracy, hate capitalism. They don't belong with us. They don't belong in our country. This is a tragedy of epic proportions, allowing any of them in the United States. The things going on, even with Trump as president, are just stunning. Remember Cam Higbee and James O'Keefe went undercover in Minnesota as Muslim women. They put on wigs and makeup and lipstick, and they dressed as Muslim women. And they put on the hijab. See, no one can tell if you're a man or woman. You couldn't tell. I could be a woman. If you put a big, giant black thing on me, a hijab. It's so incredible that anybody's forced to live like that in darkness. But if you put a hijab on a man, it's a woman. If he starts talking like a woman. So James O'Keefe and Cam Higbee acted like women, and they proved that anyone without any ID can register in Minnesota and then vouch for 8 others. And you could even say those 8 are Hamas terrorists. And they say, no problem, register them to vote. No problem at all. So that was bad enough that we found that out. Now we find out that Cam Higbee's TikTok account is permanently banned after he posted clips exposing Minnesota's insane voter vouching system. TikTok permanently banned journalist Cam Higbee's account after he posted 2 video clips from his undercover report inside Minnesota polling stations. James O'Keefe and Cam Higbee went undercover in Muslim garb to expose Minnesota's insane voter vouching system. Under Minnesota statutes, a registered voter can sign an affidavit affirming they know another individual resides in the same precinct, allowing that person to register at the polls without presenting any standard proof of residence. One registered voter can vouch for up to 8 people. This is how they steal the election. If you get thousands of people to do this, multiply it by 8, and they steal every election. We wanted to find out what this actually looks like inside a polling place and how far election workers would let us take it. O'Keefe was dressed in a thobie. I don't know what a thobie is. And Cam Higbee wore a black burqa as they entered polling stations across Minneapolis. I have a question about the vouching program. Yeah, vouching. I can vouch for them, but they are not registered. Yeah, that's fine, the poll worker says. You're the ID, he tells O'Keefe. I'm the ID, O'Keefe said. TikTok deleted the videos of the undercover Minneapolis sting. After deleting the videos, TikTok banned Cam Higbee's account. He said, my TikTok account was just perma-banned after I posted 2 clips from my burqa report in Minneapolis. TikTok says the videos were election misinformation. Election misinformation, really? So you walk up to them and say, in a Muslim garb, and say, I want to vote. You're not registered. You have no license. They say, no problem. You can vote. You say, can I vouch for 8 others? They're all Hamas terrorists. No problem. And to post that video of what happened in real life, that is misinformation about elections. And this is what's going on in the world today. This is why communists are taking over our country. You better be careful. I don't know that we could survive without a civil war in this country. I've never said that before. It's the first time ever in my life I've said it. I always say I want to avoid a civil war. I don't think this country will survive without a civil war. He said, this is very sad thing. As my account was verified, I've worked with TikTok corporate and politicians to prevent the app from being banned in the name of free speech. I built a strong relationship with the company. Today, that company chose to ban me. I was also banned in 2021 on Biden's inauguration day when the app was my primary income. TikTok repeatedly told me I did not violate their guidelines. My account would be unbanned. This is what happened to me at Twitter. And then banned again a week later repeatedly till it was wiped from the system. Now it's been perma-banned. TikTok says the videos were election misinformation. Today it was banned at 780,000 on my account. Over the weekend, Minnesota's Democrat Secretary of State threatened James O'Keefe and Cam Higbee after they went undercover in Muslim garb. So now if you find out the truth that the whole system is rigged and criminal, you are threatened with going to jail by the people in charge who probably were elected through pure fraud and are protecting the fraudulent system. And TikTok bans you for telling the truth, and they call the truth misinformation. Truly amazing what's going on in the United States of America, and in Spain, and in England, and in Germany, and in France, and every other country. Sickening. The DNC just made abolishing ICE the official party policy. Democrat National Committee has formally backed a resolution calling for the abolition of ICE, Immigration and Customs Enforcement. Doesn't this all go together? There's a communist Muslim merger attack on the United States of America. And talk about strange kissing cousins in bed. Because communists hate Muslims, Muslims hate communists. And now they're best friends for the moment in order to kill us all and hack us to death. And take over our country and enslave us. And throw us in prison. Send FBI to the door in the middle of the night and arrest me for telling the truth and then convict me of misinformation. It's all sick. Sick in the head stuff. I'm telling you, civil war is coming. There's no choice. They want it. They're forcing it. You can't allow any of this. First of all, there's a law. What is it? I think it's 1954 or 1952. Communist Control Act. No communist should be allowed to serve in office. There was also a McCarran Act in 1952. No Muslim could be in office. We've got to enforce them. President Trump, you want to win the midterms? Enforce them both. We can't stand this anymore. Muslims and communists must be banned from America and kicked out, deported out of this country. Sick people. And the problem is they want to call us traitors and have us brought on treason charges. How do I know? Because I just got a letter the other day from a green energy CEO in Las Vegas. I'm going to read his name on the air. I'm going to do that. I don't have it in front of me right now. I'm going to print it out, and I'm going to read his name on the air. If not today, tomorrow. And this piece of human garbage actually sent me a letter and said he's a patriot and I'm a traitor and I should be brought up on treason charges because I recommended President Trump sign a national security emergency to make sure elections aren't stolen. And the only things I'm asking for, not to arrest Democrats, the only thing I'm asking for is voter ID, so we know who's voting, proof of citizenship, so we know they're not illegals, and stop mail-in ballots, because everyone in the world knows mail-in ballots lead to fraud, and that's why no one in the world allows mail-in ballots but the United States of America. And for those reasons, I'm a traitor, and I should be arrested and tried for treason. And he's a patriot. This green energy CEO in Las Vegas is a patriot. Oh, I'll be reading his name on the air, and you should send him an email. These people are pieces of human garbage, and they're traitors, and they're committing treason. And of course, what does Solinsky say? Look in the mirror, whatever you're guilty of, blame the other guy. And that's why he says he's a patriot and I'm a traitor and I should be tried for treason. Folks, I said we need a divorce. We're not surviving this. without some sort of divorce or civil war. We're not surviving it. You can't live with these people. They don't want you to put a single illegal in jail. They want to banish prisons, banish police, banish ICE. But Minnesota's radical Attorney General Keith Ellison sues Texas Governor Abbott to force the extradition of an ICE agent involved in a shooting earlier this year. The non-fatal shooting of a Venezuelan migrant. And they want him to be extradited to Minnesota. We're not allowed to kick Somalians out of our country while they're stealing us blind, robbing us blind, stealing every dollar the government has. All of our taxpayer money's been stolen by Somalians who aren't even illegally in the country because Obama legally brought them in. He literally brought the entire Somalia to America. Why not, right? Pick a country with the lowest IQ in the world, and all of them are thieves, and bring them to America. Why not? Doesn't that make sense? Bring murderers, bring thieves, bring rapists. I mean, thank God there's an ocean between us and Morocco, or we would be Spain right now. There'd be hundreds of thousands of Moroccans at the border raping our women. This is all insanity. Communism must be banned. Communists must be banned and deported. And radical Islam, I'll keep saying radical Islam instead of Islam. I'll be nice. Even though you and I both know 99% of Islam is radical. 99% of Islam is not compatible with the United States of America. Anyone who wants to conquer America according to their Bible, the Quran, is not compatible with America. And they are not compatible with America. But I'll be nice and I'll say radical Islam, even though I know it's almost every Muslim. This is Nazi Germany all over again. Nazi Germany all over again. Nazi Germany, there were a small percentage of the population was ever actually Nazis involved in killing Jews, but the other, like 92% of the population, stood by with their thumb up their ass and said nothing about it and couldn't care less, or clapped. Oh, it's wonderful. It's wonderful. I just got a new job. I made an extra 10,000 because 3 Jews have been made into a bearskin rug. I mean, it's just like a joke. Does it matter if you clap for it and approve it and go along with it, or you do the killing? And that's Islam. Not every Muslim is a killer. Not every Muslim is a terrorist. But not one of them says a bad word about terrorism. Not one of them. Has there been a single terrorist attack in the world where any Muslim said anything bad about it? Any Muslim said, that's not my religion? No. There's nothing. There's crickets. Our country is in so much trouble because we've let communists and Muslims merge and attack us and run for office. Just insane. Everywhere you look, insanity. Minnesota's outstanding refugee of the year is accused in a fraud scheme tied to sex trafficking. You just can't make it up. Salman Ahmad Elmi. Ooh, let me guess. Muslim. Faces 8 counts related to a Medicaid scheme. If their religion begins with an M, they're ripping off our country. It's pretty obvious. It's not racism to tell the truth. They're all thieves. If they're not raping you or murdering you or killing you because they won't convert or enslaving you because you won't convert, they're robbing us blind. And it's all because our government is stupid or complicit or both. Or cowardly too. Put them all together. All right, sponsor of this segment, Zicha Genesis Medicine, the main title sponsor of the show. They're a biotech company. They have been developing medicines to treat Parkinson's disease, reverse type 2 diabetes, heart disease, strokes, chronic pain, and more. Their medical research studies are having tremendous success. Now they're opening a pre-IPO investment opportunity in one of their sister marketing companies. This is your chance to get in before an IPO listing. The placement is at $5 a share at a minimum of 2,000 shares. That's $10,000 minimum investment. If you want the opportunity to invest at the pre-IPO stage, go now to a new website they've created just for my fans, invest-war.com. That's invest-war.com. This is not investment advice. Always do your own due diligence. But if you've been waiting for the right company, right entry point, right time, go to invest-war.com. Invest-war.com. We'll take a break. When we get back, we got a great guest, and we will talk about the communist-Muslim merger and invasion and attempted takeover of our country when we get back. Wayne Allyn Root, Warzone Live. We'll be right back. Wayne Allyn Root, America Speaks. You call in and we talk about it. Your opinions, your comments, your questions. How do you call in? 800-347-ROOT. 800-347-ROOT. 800-347-7668. The show airs at midnight, East Coast time, 9 p.m. Pacific, but we tape it at 6 p.m. East Coast time, 3 p.m. Pacific. So you call in at 6 p.m. Eastern, and I talk to you, and it airs that night at midnight. The phone number again, 800-347-ROOT. That number is 24/7. You can leave voicemails. We play your voicemails on the air as well.
Hey, Wayne, what do you think about Obama?
He was a communist, socialist, Marxist radical.
I agree.
Or you can email me, wayneroot@gmail.com. I'll read your email live on the air with your comments or questions. America Speaks. Hi, this is Wayne Allyn Root. If you're sick and tired of supporting woke companies, I have great news for you. You don't have to anymore. You can shop where my family shops at GreatPatriotStore.com. My team researched thousands of companies for my best-selling book, The Great Patriot Boycott Book, and one stood out above all, GreatPatriotStore.com. This is the answer to inflation. Hundreds of household products that you're already buying. Much higher quality, no toxic chemicals, delivered right to your door at incredible prices. 20,000 American families are joining every month, and you should too. And now they've got the beef, pasture raised with no hormones, antibiotics, or mRNA ever, exclusively available only to their members. Like Costco or Sam's Club, you need to become a member. Go to GreatPatriotStore.com. Fill out the form and they'll contact you right away. And boom, you're a member. For a limited time, the annual membership is $1. Go to GreatPatriotStore.com. That's GreatPatriotStore.com. Hi, I'm Wayne Allyn Root, CEO, conservative TV and radio host, and best-selling author. I believe in America and American exceptionalism. America is now focused on energy independence. Enter Lost Soldier Oil and Gas. It took 40 years to piece together this 40,000-acre giant gas discovery. The first 4,000 feet drilled so far are estimated to contain up to 6 trillion cubic feet of gas, making it one of the largest natural gas discoveries in the Rocky Mountain region in the last 30 years. This is how we power the AI future of America with clean natural gas. Headed by oil and gas legend Mark Bruner, whose previous public companies, Pinnacle Energy and Ultra Petroleum, delivered spectacular returns for investors. At its peak, a $10,000 investment in Ultra Petroleum turned into over $13 million. To learn more about this Lost Soldier oil and gas opportunity, go to LostSoldier.com. Fill out the contact form. That's LostSoldier.com. All right. We're back. Wayne Allyn Root, back. We got Josh Manning with us. Josh is the editor-at-large at Western Journal. The website's westernjournal.com. And he's with us, I assume, as usual, in his man cave. Hey, Josh, there you are. Man cave, gun cave, all the above. Just like communists merge with Muslims, now we've got you, man cave merging with a gun cave. I like it.
Well, with communists merging with Muslims, it is more important than ever, men of America, to have an arsenal. That's what I would say. Wayne, I said this earlier today on X, on Twitter. It is the strangest time to be an American. I never would have expected in my lifetime to offer multiple Jewish friends a little bit of the land that I own here in rural Arkansas in case they want to retreat, in case it gets too bad. But I have offered multiple Jewish friends the opportunity to come down here and just get to a safe spot if they need to. This is in America, Wayne. You're exactly right in the last segment where you were talking about this is how it started in Germany. This is how it started in Germany. And
again in Germany now.
Potentially worse here. And again in Germany. It will all across Europe, man. I mean, God help Europe's Jewry. I mean, they've gone through this once before. And, you know, this also has brought home something else to me, Wayne. I wasn't always convinced that anti-Zionism was anti-Semitism. But man, I am getting pretty darn close, because it is clear without a homeland, the Jewish people of the world will be exterminated. It's only a matter of time. So if you try to deny them a homeland, you are consigning them to extermination. We want to talk about genocide. That's what's coming for the Jewish people if they don't have a home. So every day, I think I'm getting closer and closer to accepting that premise. Anti-Zionism is anti-Semitism.
Well, it's more than that, Josh, because if it was just that, you could make that argument. But it's much more than that, because I watch these people. I don't see anyone who's like, you know, Mr. Root, I love Jews. I love the Jewish people. I welcome the Jewish people. I have my arms open for the Jewish people. I have so many Jewish friends. My daughter's married to a Jewish man. I'm just not a fan of the government of Israel. That's not what any of them are saying. They're saying we don't like Jews. This is pure anti-Semitism. I see it in the mouth, the facial expressions, the anger of all the people against Israel. They hate Jews. Period. Look at the guy running for office in Florida, Dan Bilzerian. Have you seen the things he says? These are sick people, man.
Oh, yes. That was an unbelievable ad. I can't believe someone produced the ad. If we're talking about the same thing here. I mean, this is...
Yes, we are.
It is something I couldn't remember his name. This is something you would see back in 1930s
Nazi Germany. Right.
The only thing that was missing was a giant hooked nose. That was the only thing that was missing, and that's what showed up.
And the line, we must exterminate
propaganda.
them. And the line, we must exterminate them. That was the only thing missing, really, was we must exterminate them. That's how close it was to a Nazi TV ad in Florida by a Republican candidate who's nuts, named Dan Bilzerian, famous celebrity, by the way, who is known for, like, you know, having sex with like 50 women at the same time because his daddy's rich and his daddy's in hiding, I believe, in a foreign country because his daddy's accused of stealing hundreds of millions of dollars in some sort of stock scam. So he lives in a foreign country with the money and gives his son all the money to sit around with 50 women on a yacht all day, and now he's decided to run for office and make his whole campaign about hatred for Jews. It's so bizarre. You think you're making this up. It's got to be a fictional movie, right?
You know, he did accomplish something that I thought was impossible until now. He actually got Hakeem Jeffries to come out and condemn some form of anti-Semitism.
Along with Mike Johnson. It was a joint. Yes.
Yes. Well, I'm not surprised about the Republican element of that. I mean, that better
No,
happen.
but we've never had them agree before on anything. It's not that Hakeem did it. It's that they agree on something. It's the only Republicans and Democrats have ever agreed on, leaderships ever agreed on, is that this guy's a racist, hateful, Jew-hating scumbag. That's the only thing they've all agreed on. And don't give any credit to Hakeem Jeffries. You know why he did it? Because Bilzerian is running as a Republican. Right.
Exactly.
So it was easy. It was easy for Hakeem Jeffries to do it. Don't forget, he's never condemned all the Democrats who say horrible things about Jews. He only condemned the Republican who said horrible things about Jews. So that was easy. It's Mike Johnson that's ballsy for stepping out and doing it.
I can't wait to see the Red-Green Alliance endorse this Republican. It's the only Republican, so-called Republican, they've ever found who they will like, based solely on his hatred of Jews. But, you know, Wayne, I think you would agree with this. All of this was under the surface before October 7th. But the sickest thing about all of this is that the catalyst for all of this coming out is what? The catalyst for it is Hamas attacking innocent Jews, making Jewish family members have sex with each other, in front of each other, putting power tools, putting grenades, there's a case of this, in a woman's intimate area. Hamas does that to the Jews. Israel responds to it, and that's what surfaces this evil hatred. Yeah, I mean, it is so sick. It is so
You left out one really bad part. You left out one really bad part.
Oh, there are more, but what?
Here's what you left out. That when Israel responds, first of all, they drop leaflets and say, leave the area. We're about to bomb it. No one ever did that in world history. The United States never does it. They drop leaflets and say, please leave. And then when they bomb it, the reason that women and children are killed, first they give them a chance to leave. They told them it was happening. Why did the women and children stay? Because they were held at gunpoint by Hamas, who wanted them to die as human shields. No one's ever done that. Nazis never used the German populace as human shields once, ever, in any reported case, as sick as Nazis were. So this is a level of sickness beyond even Nazis, and the world condemns the Jews. It's incredible.
I don't know if you saw the interview with the DSA co-chair a week or two ago with the New Yorker, and the guy conducting the interview for the New Yorker asked her about the DSA's position on Israel, and she said, well, we are for a single state, Palestinian state with the capital in Jerusalem. So
they want a single state solution. They want to wipe out the Jews, in other words.
Also known as the final solution. Exactly.
Right.
But then
again,
he went on. Sorry.
Oh, I'm just going to say, for people who still, even for people who claim that's not a big deal, because, hey, forget about Israel. I care only about America. I get it. I'm America first, too.
Sure.
So even if you don't care about that, if Israel's wiped off the face of the earth, they're not stopping at that. Anyone who wants Israel to be wiped off the face of the earth will kill every Jew in America. Once they've killed or enslaved every Jew in America, then they're coming after Christians. You may not get that yet. Maybe people don't understand that. They come for the Jews first. They always come for the Christians second. Maybe you don't get that. Jesus Christ was a Jew, in case you didn't know. They're going to come for you next.
Yeah, there are so many Christians who don't understand what's going on. I'm working slowly on an article about all of that. There are so many who don't understand. I thought that DSA interview, not to drag us back, but just one more note on it, it was so interesting because the New Yorker interviewer asked her after that, he said, well, what about in 2000 when Arafat was offered 96, 97, 98% of what he asked for? And she had no idea what he was talking about. She had no idea Clinton had gathered Arafat and Ehud Barak there and had jawboned Ehud Barak.
And Israel had agreed to that deal, right? They agreed to that deal.
Yes, they offered them 98% of what they wanted, and they wouldn't take it. And Wayne, you and I know the reason. Because it's not about the land. It's about Jew killing. That is what
no, that's
they
not the
want.
whole
That's
reason. That's not the only
they
reason.
care about.
No. You got it slightly wrong. They love Jew killing. You're right about that. They love money, too. This is about money, too. In other words, we could go back to Arafat or you could go today.
I don't know.
The leaders of Hamas, there's like 10 of them, live in Qatar. They're all billionaires while the people starve in Gaza. If you ended the war tomorrow, all the fighting between the Jews and the Palestinians, and you let Palestinians have their own homeland, there'd be no need for Hamas anymore. All the billionaires would not be making billions anymore. Arafat was not only a billionaire, but he was a gay billionaire who was screwing men. This is your leadership. They steal your money, and then they sit around and they do whatever they're going to do with it, and they commit sexual perversions according to Islam, and they claim they're your leader. Believe me, Arafat made a living. It was an industry for him. His wife lived in a fancy, while he was gay, he had a wife who lived in a fancy apartment in Paris, and she spent hundreds of millions of dollars on clothing and shoes and furs. That's the money that should have been given to the Palestinian people, and instead it went to Arafat. So they will always love killing Jews. They're brought up to do it, but they all want to steal the money that war and conflict creates. And if there's no more conflict, the world won't send any more money.
But bring in, I hear what you're saying, and I don't disagree about the top leadership there, but man, they could have turned it into Dubai, and there's billions and billions and billions of dollars there, but they didn't want to do that because, well, for one, they're savages and lawbreakers, but again, more importantly, they just want to kill Jews. It is unreal. And if these people, if these leftist and anti-Semites in America, if they actually cared about Palestinian kids, which they always say they do, if they actually cared about them, they would tell Israel, you scorch that earth, end this permanently, and that will save thousands and thousands and ultimately hundreds of thousands, maybe millions of Palestinian children on down the road. But the more Israel dithers on this, and they're not dithering, they're being strong, but the longer they refuse to absolutely eliminate all of Hamas, the more Palestinian children will die. That is the pure math on it. Anybody who's educated and says Palestinian kids are what they're concerned about is a liar, complete liar. And they're misleading other people.
And by the way, even if we forget about the fact that they're being held as human shields, and that's the reason women and children, if any of them died, that's the reason they died. But let's get beyond that for a minute. Let's just say that everybody watching right now lives in a nice village in New Jersey. And let's just say a neighboring group from a neighboring town comes and they rape all your women and they gang rape your daughters, and then they shoot them in the head, and they set them on fire, and they cut babies' heads off, and they stick a baby in a microwave, and they stick a grenade in your wife's vagina, and all that happens, would you not go back in the other town and murder everyone? That's not murder, that's self-defense, that's revenge. It's not murder. Of course we would. The United States has done it a million times. After Pearl Harbor, what did we do? We firebombed Japan. We firebombed Germany. We killed everyone. Then we dropped 2 atomic bombs. It was always remember Pearl Harbor. If you get attacked first, you in return go and kill everyone. It's called scorched earth. We've done it again and again in America's history. Do you remember the movie with Mel Gibson about the American Revolution? Remember that movie?
Oh, yeah, The Patriot.
Remember he was such a calm guy, and then he had to explain to his children they'd never seen the real him when he was younger, that after the British killed and raped all of them, him and his guys went with tomahawks and destroyed them and cut their heads off and carved sayings into their bodies and just completely tortured and mutilated the British soldiers. That's what Americans have done when they're attacked in history. So the Israelis, the only group not allowed to attack back after someone does horrific things to your women? Are you kidding me? So it's only natural what we did in response, we being Israel. I'm not we, I'm America, but I'm just saying in general as a Jew, what Israel did was a very natural response in warfare. And I've never seen anyone else criticized for it except Jews. It seems like the world is happier when Jews are being raped and murdered and enslaved than when Jews fight back.
Oh, yeah, they absolutely are. They absolutely are. But what did that firebombing lead to? What did Hiroshima and Nagasaki lead to? They led to peace and massive prosperity in Japan. What did the firebombing of Dresden, what did it lead to? It led to
peace and prosperity.
Peace and incredible prosperity. Germany is the engine of the European economy. You can do that. We can rebuild all of it. And I don't mean nation building. All you have to do is kill the bad guys, break the back of the anti-civilizational forces, and rebuild using essentially an American model with Western, what we call liberal democracy. It's not leftist democracy. But anyway, yeah, you can get peace, you can get prosperity. But they don't want that. The Palestinians don't want that. They want to kill Jews. And the Egyptians, I mean, you want to look at a wall. I love the wall between Egypt and the Palestinians. That is Berlin would be proud. It beggars Berlin.
And I'm sure we help pay for it, because I know in the past we have given foreign money to Jordan and Egypt to build walls to protect them. At the same time, the Congress wouldn't give Trump a dime to build our wall with Mexico to protect us.
Yeah, exactly. And they don't want them. They are the jetsam and flotsam of the Middle East. No one wants the Palestinians because they are violent, retrogressive, 7th century medieval barbarians.
And for another reason, they're lazy and they want welfare for life. They were lazy and they want welfare for life. Nobody wants to pay for them because every country they go to, they create revolution and they demand no work and welfare all day long for the rest of their lives, from cradle to grave. That's why nobody wants the Palestinians. So don't blame the Jews. There's not one Muslim nation that wants to take in one Palestinian. They want nothing to do with them.
Yeah, and you know who takes in Palestinians? Israel. What is it? What's the number, Wayne? Is it 2 million? Yeah.
Well, there's 2 million Arabs. Israel. I don't know if all of them are Palestinians, but there's 2 million Arabs living in Israel. I know that.
Yes.
And they're treated better. Female Arabs are treated better in Israel than in any Muslim nation in the world. That's the irony.
Healthcare, law enforcement, rights, all of the prosperity, all of the things they
Gays.
don't get.
They have gay parades in Israel.
You can be a sodomite if you want to. And so it's the weirdest damn genocide you'll ever see, Wayne, where the country committing the genocide provides free food, shelter, housing, and health care for as many of the genocide victims as want to cooperate with them. It's the strangest case of genocide ever.
Yeah. All right, we're going to take a break. We'll be back more with Josh Manning. I'm Wayne Allyn Root. This is Warzone Live. Quick break, and we'll be right back. All right, one of my favorite guests ever, Allyn Pariser's with us, an advocate for GreatPatriotStore.com. He's been a customer for 36 years, almost 4 decades. My wife and I, Cindy, do much of our monthly shopping now at GreatPatriotStore.com. It's an alternative to wokeness. It's run by pro-American conservatives. USA Today voted it one of the best stores in America in 2025. And with all these communists taking over, Allyn Pariser, New York, Seattle, Chicago, promising cheap government groceries or free, you need to buy American. Tell us why.
Absolutely. You know, a lot of our competitors have completely lost it. They've gone totally woke over the years, but our founding axiom is really very simple. For 41 years, we've been focused on manufacturing exceptional products at reasonable prices, made by Americans, here in America, for Americans. And we've expanded. We have manufacturing plants across the United States, distribution plants across the United States. And not only can Americans get the best quality, the best price from Great Patriot Store, in most cases, we can deliver to your front door even faster than Amazon.
So prices are high everywhere. Procter & Gamble and Amazon are considering price increases. How do the prices at Great Patriot Store compare to national brands?
Well, we've got hundreds of products, Wayne, but if you just take a look at one like our laundry detergent, we make it, it's patented, and it's literally almost fractions, almost half the price of our competitors, and you get 96 loads of wash. It's the best value. There's no toxic chemicals in any of our products whatsoever. And if you're looking to lose some of those holiday pounds, you don't need the shots with the LPG-1 drugs. We have something called berberine. Nature's Ozempic is what people are calling it. It's legit, it works, and we've got it at a better price than any of our competitors.
All right, we've got just seconds to go, so be quick. I love your beef. I eat your sirloin and your New York steak all the time. It's kind of breakfast and lunch for me all the time. Why is your beef superior?
Made in America, never, ever any hormones, ever any antibiotics, no mRNA. It's all prime. It's the best quality that you can find at the best price, free shipping, and it's the best beef on the planet.
All right, to get your free gift, that's right, a free gift, purchase the beef and other great American products. You got to be a member. Go to GreatPatriotStore.com, fill out the form. One of their conservative team members will contact you right away. GreatPatriotStore.com. Happy New Year. Thank you, Allyn.
Thank you, Wayne. God bless.
All right, the latest sponsor of our show, brand new, hot off the presses, Zastava Arms. Zastava Arms began 170 years ago in Serbia. Today, Zastava is one of the world's most recognized names in military and sporting firearms. Many gun experts say they make the best AK-47 semi-automatic rifles in the world. And no Zastava product is more legendary than the M70, the battle-proven AK rifle. In 2018, Zastava Arms USA was born. Serbian-American entrepreneur Ranko Ristic brought Zastava Arms directly to American gun owners who quickly discovered what generations of shooters around the world already knew. Zastava builds the best AK rifles in the world. Zastava Arms USA quickly earned a reputation for quality, durability, reliability, earning Gun Importer of the Year. One of the most recognizable Zastava rifles in America is the Z-PAP, the sporting version of the M70. This semi-automatic sporting rifle has a simple reputation. It's built like a tank. It features a 1.5 millimeter receiver, 50% thicker than the standard AK receiver, U.S.-made, cold hammer forged chrome-lined barrel, longer hand guards, flip-up night sights, and grenade gas cutoff, all original factory standard issue on this amazing weapon. Those heavy-duty features have a purpose. The original military M70 platform was engineered to withstand the additional stresses associated with launching rifle grenades. Today, that heritage lives on in the ZPAP family. More than 170 years of manufacturing experience goes into the name on the side of every rifle. Zastava ZPAP. Built like a tank, built to be used, built to last. Discover the ZPAP family at ZastavaArmsUSA.com. That's ZastavaArmsUSA.com. All right, back with Josh Manning, editor-at-large, Western Journal, westernjournal.com. Josh, we're on this topic of Muslims, so let's stay on this topic of radical Islamic losers and terrorists who don't belong in the United States, and let's move to Michigan U.S. Senate candidate Abdul El Sayed. What an incredible nightmare that this guy's allowed to run for office. You know, there was a McCarran Act that banned Muslims from running for office and foreigners, and I think that we need to go back to it, communists and Muslims. This guy, Al-Sayed's mother, worked for an organization that funded Osama bin Laden, and we want to put him in as a United States senator.
Yeah, the Democrat Party wants to put him in, and the DSA wants to put him in, and leftists want to put him in, and white wine moms want to put him in, and awfuls want to put him in. So talking about his mom, he said, I'm going to quote this, he said, "She taught me so much about both how to stand with others and how to stand alone." And it turns out she stood with others from 1999 to 2004, I think it was. She worked for the Islamic American Relief Agency, the IARA. Now, these guys, the U.S. Treasury designated them for supporting terrorism, including direct financial support for not only bin Laden, but the Taliban and Hamas. So this is the person who taught him so much about how to stand and how to stand with others and how to stand alone and how to kill Jews. The last part I added, he didn't actually say that. I'm just talking about what he
that
thinks.
Is the truth. You know it's the truth. Come on.
It's the
we
truth.
know it.
Yeah.
It may be,
exactly.
Assumed, but we know it.
Yeah, and so this is, again, you said it, this is who they want to put in the U.S. Senate. You are exactly right about bringing back legislation that bans people like this from running for office. I'll take it a step further, Wayne. I think what we need to do, we're never going to get a modification to the First Amendment that cuts out Islam. But what we could do is pass legislation that that says no organization that punishes people who leave it, that punishes apostates, can be classified as a religion in the United States. And that gets rid of not just Islam, we get a twofer. Who else does it get rid of? Scientologists. So we can get them too. But we basically need to outlaw any organization that punishes apostates. That's
but don't
one
get
of the
too
ways
hung
we
up
can
on
get at this.
But, Josh, don't get too hung up on free speech and the First Amendment, because you're like, listen, there's nothing that will ever, ever, ever be allowed as an exception to the First Amendment. Well, think about the open of my show, right? When O'Rourke and the other guy go to Minnesota dressed as Muslim women, and they actually film the fact that our elections are being stolen, and they're even being stolen if you tell them the voter is a Hamas militant terrorist, and you publish that clip on TikTok, they ban you. They ban you, and the Secretary of State, not Secretary of State, Attorney General of Minnesota threatens to arrest you for exposing the truth. So, in fact, free speech on our side is already no longer free. So why can't we make it not free on their side? We already have no free speech. Wayne Root had no free speech. They banned me from Twitter before it was X. They banned me. They banned me because of I believed in the 2020 election was stolen, and I believe the COVID vaccine was poison. For those two reasons, They banned me for life from Twitter till Elon Musk came back, renamed it X, and put me back on. And since then, I've been completely shadow banned. I'm on, but no one can see anything I say.
Yeah,
there is no free speech in America.
Yeah, tell me
about
it.
Conservatives.
We woke up one morning and Facebook had cut off, and Facebook supplied the vast majority of our readers. Facebook had cut
at Western
off
Journal.
Western Journal had cut off 90% of our traffic. 90%. We woke up and it was gone.
Right.
That is censorship. There is no, to your point, there is no free speech as long as these for conservatives. The same thing's happening like the WNBA Reddit. They've banned references. They filter out references to Sophie Cunningham.
She doesn't exist anymore.
I went back and looked at her quote. What she said is, hang on here. It's kind of common sense. I think it's really important to protect children. That's what she said. And we got to remember the people who banned her, the people who hate her for this, what do they claim to care about? They claim to care about pedophiles, getting rid of pedophiles. There are pedophiles all over D.C. Now, there was a group of people who was talking about that long before the leftists were. There are pedophiles all over D.C., but they're talking specifically about Donald J. Trump, who obviously is not a pedophile, who is one of the only people who saw what Epstein was doing and called law enforcement on him. But they say, oh, he's a pedophile, and we have to protect children. Then Sophie Cunningham comes out and says, I think it's kind of common sense. I think it's really important to protect children. And what do? They ban her.
No, they deleted her. They deleted her.
There is no free speech for well, it's trying to come back.
Christians.
But there is no restriction on speech for the left. They get to say and censor anybody they want. That must be, I mean, imagine if we had that power, Wayne. Imagine how easy it would be to win. Trump wins in 2024 when MRC afterwards says 92% of the coverage was negative. He wins in 2016 when it was 97% of journalists gave to Hillary Clinton, not him. Imagine if the playing field were fair.
Well,
they would never get in power. That's why they cheat.
Listen, it's a miracle that we control the presidency, the Senate, the House, the Supreme Court, a majority of governorships, and a majority of state legislators, an overwhelming majority of state legislatures, considering the fact that, A, the media is 90 to 97% against us and lies about us, and fake news makes up everything about us and calls us terrible names. But also, we have a hard sell and we're still winning. Do you know how hard it is to sell capitalism and how easy it is to sell, we're going to give you everything free? That's the easiest sale in the world. Can you imagine if I go door to door and say everything's free? You know, knock on the door, ring the bell. Everything is free. Well, they're all going to take free. It's like I've said for years what a joke Obamacare is. They made it like Obama was a god because he put in Obamacare. Anybody could say I'm going to steal from A, like Robin Hood, and give to B, and B's going to support you. That's all he did. He didn't make up new money. No new money exists. He just said Wayne Root's fee is tripled, and all of you get it free. Wow, is Obama brilliant. Wow, did he come up with a great trick. I mean, it's a joke. Giving away free stuff is popular. Duh, really?
It's so perverse, too, because what did they say? They said it was going to make healthcare affordable. What did it do? It skyrocketed premiums. It's like the Inflation Reduction Act. The Inflation Reduction Act. That is, whoever wrote that title should be struck by lightning. I don't want to tell God how to do his job, and I wouldn't presume to. But I tell you what, if I had lightning bolts at my disposal, whoever that liar is would be getting zapped. That is the biggest lie ever. And what they do, we're talking about God, my old pastor used to say, they use our words, but their dictionary. They use our words, but their dictionary. And that is so true. Control of language has always been part of the left's MO because they know they can't win with the truth. I want to put you in bondage. I want to make you slaves. I want to starve you. That's what the commissars were doing. And of course, they never said that. What they said is, we're going to bring in the new socialist man, the new Soviet man, and there will be plenty, and the brotherhood of man will take over, and we'll abolish these evil capitalists.
Equality.
Well, you know what? Capitalists aren't that great, but they're better than anything else we've got, and they've lifted more people out of poverty in the last 50 years than the previous 5,000 combined. That's what capitalism has done. Is the system perfect? No, no system is perfect. Of course not. It's made of humans. But it's better than anything else we've come up with. They ought to shut up and enjoy the benefits of this society without trying to knock the supports out from under it. But instead, what do? They use their iPhones. They use their extreme leisure. They use the money that comes from hardworking people like you and me to spend their time as activists trying to destroy the foundation of the system, of the country, of the ideology that gave them all of those things. It is perverse and degenerate.
It's not just capitalism that's great, because England supposedly has capitalism, Germany has capitalism, Europe has capitalism. American capitalism works the best in the history of civilization. Yep. And they come here from every other country in the world that sucks, and their lives are miserable, and they're willing to do anything to get here, even break in illegally, and once they get here, they want to go back and turn us into a socialist nation. How does that make any sense to anyone?
Well, have you seen the meme going around talking about how to pronounce the designation of people from Somalia? It's apparently Somali, not Somalian. And there's this meme going around preaching about that. And I'm sitting there thinking, wait a minute, you come to my country, you rob us blind, you take money that actually should be paying down a debt that my kids and grandkids are going to have to support. And you have the audacity to tell me how to pronounce your nationality when it's on the other side of the, effectively, the other side of the world. And you think I should care? I don't care how people pronounce American in Somalia. I know they curse us actually in Somalia while they want to come here. I couldn't care less. Call us whatever you want. But if you come here, when in Rome, at least don't preach to the people about how wonderful your people are when they are a bunch of retrogressive pirates who have not produced anything for the world. They have not made the world better in one single way outside of their own borders. It is absolutely insane that they would presume to lecture you or me, Wayne.
Right.
You and I produce value every single day. That's why we get paid. We produce value that people want, and that's how we get paid. Somalis don't produce any value.
By the way, Somalia is an insult to third world. Somalia is a fourth world. You know what hole? Fourth world.
It's a failed state.
They're not even third world. Third world is like Cuba. And when Cubans come to America, some of them actually are very nice people. I like Cubans. Not the communist kind, but the capitalist kind. But Somalians, they're fourth world. They make Cuba look wonderful. They're like Haiti. Haiti and Somalia are in the same category, man. It's just fourth world crap holes, nightmares. Hey, Josh, our time is up. Our time is up because my hour is up. I have no more time to spend with you, or I would. I'd extend it, but our time is up. So we got to say goodbye to Josh Manning, editor-at-large, Western Journal. The website is westernjournal.com, and we appreciate all you do, Josh Manning. Thank you for coming on.
Thanks for what you do, Wayne.
All right. As we say goodbye, today's a couple things. First of all, I want to thank Energized Health, the sponsor of the show. I joined the Energized Health program 6 years ago in the fall of 2020. So this November, it'll be 6 years I've been on the program. Actually, I should say it's been 6 years. This is the 6th year, and in November, it becomes the 7th year I'm on the program. That's me 15 years ago, looking kind of paunchy and kind of old and kind of gray, and that's me today, looking great in the gym at the age of 65 years old. Thank you, Energized Health, for setting my clock back, my life extension, right? My fountain of youth, my reverse age machine. Thank you, Energize Health for all you've done. All you have to do to experience hopefully the same results is go to energizehealth.com and say war when you speak to them for Wayne Allyn Root and get 40% off and go on the same journey as me, energizehealth.com. And if you're taking GLP-1s and you think I don't need Energize Health, guess what? GLP-1s have horrible, horrible side effects. Your stomach can become paralyzed. You can have problems the rest of your life. The minute you get off them, you gain back all the weight. You can go blind. The list is so long of horrible side effects. But if you do it together with Energized Health's program minimizes all the side effects and maybe eliminates them completely. So do Energized Health with your GLP-1s, and it's the best way to do it. So go to energizehealth.com, say war, and get 40% off and go on the same journey as me, energizehealth.com. All right, as I say goodbye, I want to remind you in about 1 hour, actually exactly 1 hour from now, is my show America Speaks, and you can speak to me live on the air. Just call 800-347-ROOT, 800-347-ROOT. You can leave a voicemail there now, and I'll play the voicemail on the air, or you can call me live an hour from now and speak to me on the air. We could have a little conversation or a debate or whatever you want live on America Speaks, 800-347-ROOT. We'll see you tomorrow right back here at Warzone Live. Bye-bye. All right, Wayne Allyn Root. Joining me is Silvano De Genova, owner of Tangible Investments. Sil, I've known you forever, and I've been buying gold forever, and silver forever, and rare coins forever. It's great to have you with us. With the Iran deal done, how do you see the economy and inflation moving in the near future?
Well, nothing's really changed. We're in an inflationary environment. The government deficits are through the roof. The reality is that oil prices may come down, but inflation is going to be with us long term.
How does inflation impact the demand for gold and silver?
Well, the more inflation there is, the more demand there's going to be for gold. People want to get away from their paper assets. They want to hold something that is going to hold its value or appreciate in an inflationary times. And gold and hard assets are the only real thing that are an insurance policy against this type of inflation. And the reality is we may still have rampant inflation. And we saw that under a different administration. And this one's doing okay to try and buckle it down. But long term, government spending is not going to stop. The world government spending is not going to stop. And that's going to be good for gold and hard assets into perpetuity at this point.
And world debt is not going to stop, and America's debt is not going to stop. It just keeps getting higher and higher. How should buyers of gold and silver know which gold products to buy and what to avoid?
Well, they certainly don't want to buy products that trade or are being offered at big premiums. If you're going to buy gold as your hedge, you want it as close to the spot price of gold as possible. Right now, we have an anomaly. You can actually buy some fairly rare coins at no premium or very little premium to just bullion coins, like $20 gold pieces that are 100 years old. We're selling them at $50 over the melt price, okay? Or you can buy bullion coins from us at a very small premium over the spot price. There's a lot of gimmicks out there. A lot of companies selling certified gold coins at big premiums and saying they're a gold investment. Well, they're not. I mean, you're going to have to overcome their markup.
If you want gold, silver, precious metals, or rare coins from a real firm with real credibility and honest pricing, call Sil. Tangible Investments is Silvano's company, 888-330-4351, or go to the website they created just for my fans, rootforgold.com. Tell them War sent you. Hey, Wayne Allyn Root, America Speaks. You call in and we talk about it. Your opinions, your comments, your questions. How do you call in? 800-347-ROOT, 800-347-ROOT, 800-347-7668. The show airs at midnight, East Coast time, 9 p.m. Pacific, but we tape it at 6 p.m. East Coast time, 3 p.m. Pacific. So you call in at 6 p.m. Eastern, and I talk to you, and it airs that night at midnight, The phone number again, 800-347-ROOT. That number is 24/7. You can leave voicemails. We play your voicemails on the air as well.
Hey, Wayne, what do you think about Obama?
He was a communist, socialist, Marxist radical.
I agree.
Or you can email me, wayneroot@gmail.com. I'll read your email live on the air with your comments or questions. America speaks.